I almost didn't make this trip. It was an hour's drive just to explore a place I'd never been before. And there was a good chance it wouldn't be worth it. But while driving, I kept thinking about something Annie Duke writes in Thinking in Bets. She says, we often judge a decision by its outcome instead of by whether it was actually a good decision when we made it. She calls this resulting. I think we all do it. If a decision leads to a disappointing outcome, we immediately assume it was the wrong decision. So, let's see what happened here. I had imagined the perfect little day. A quiet meadow, some shade. Maybe I'd read for a while Danny and Louisa explored around me. Instead, we found gravel paths, a monument, a few benches, not much shade, more insects than I had hoped for. It definitely wasn't what I'd pictured. For a minute, I thought, well, this wasn't worth driving an hour for. But Danny didn't seem disappointed, and Louisa didn't either. They weren't comparing reality to the version I'd created in my head. They were just exploring. Every smell was new. Every corner was interesting. Watching them reminded me of another idea I really like. Psychologist Carol Dweck's research on growth mindset suggests that progress comes from treating experiences as opportunities to learn rather than as verdicts on whether we succeeded or failed. That completely changed how I started looking at this walk. Because maybe this trip was never supposed to prove I'd found the perfect place. Maybe it was simply supposed to tell me whether this place was worth coming back or not. And now I know, it's probably not. That's actually valuable information. I know it gets hotter than I expected. I know there isn't much shade. I know there are probably better places for our next adventure. Nothing failed. The map in my head just became a little bit more accurate. I think that's true for actually a lot of life. We often ask, was today successful? Maybe a better question is, what do I now know that I didn't know this morning? Scientists don't expect every experiment to confirm the hypothesis either. The experiment in itself is valuable because it reduces uncertainty. Maybe life works a little bit like that too. By now, all three of us were feeling the heat. Danny started panting. Louisa was clearly ready to head home, so we did turn around. And strangely, I didn't feel disappointed anymore. Not because the place had changed all that much, but because the purpose of the trip had. We weren't driving home empty-handed. We were driving home with better information, so to speak. Maybe that's why I find so much comfort in thinking this way. Not every walk has to become a meaningful and beautiful memory. Some walks simply just become better judgment. And if today teaches you something that makes tomorrow just 1% better, maybe today was already a success.